Hey, welcome to the Original Brew Collective podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Ben,
And I'm Robert.
and it has been a while since we have filmed one of these, and obviously now we can't even be together because of everything that's going on in the world today, and just crazy times. And we'll talk a little bit more about what we've been doing in those times later on. But if you tuned in before, or if you haven't, what we do on these podcasts is we drink different beers from different breweries, and while we drink those, we just talk about a variety of topics. And today is a little bit different because usually we are splitting a beer when we're together, but we couldn't really do that because we're not able to be next to each other. But we both have a beer from Moonraker Brewing, and we've talked about Moonraker a lot before. So, Robert, what beer are you cracking open tonight?
Yeah, I am drinking for the first time. I'm very stoked about this one. It's not the very first release. I think maybe the second. I could be mistaken. Maybe it's been a few more than that, but I've never had it, and that's the point. Papillon, I think. Papillon, is that how you say it?
I think so.
Papillon, Papillon. It's an Imperial IPA New England-Style from Moonraker Brewing. We've had them before. We've talked about them many times. They're located in Auburn, California. Near and dear to our hearts. We absolutely love Moonraker Brewing. So very excited about this one. This, once again, is an Imperial IPA coming in at 8.5 ABV. Ben, what are you drinking?
So I'm drinking, as I said, from Moonraker Brewing. I'm drinking Strata Crush, this bad boy right here, and it's a 6. Oh no, six. It's just 6%, 6% ABV, and it's a New England Pale Ale. So, yeah,
And that's part of their Crushable Series, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they brew multiple different beers in the Crush series, and it's always like Strata Crush, Mosaic Crush. And so it's like a single hop. I believe it's only a single hop, but if not, it's focused primarily. Majority is that hop in the name. But it's supposed to be just a crushable pale ale. And they're all very, very good from the ones I've had. I don't know if I've ever had the Strata, though.
I have.
So I'm excited for you.
Never had it, but yeah. And if you're not watching, and if you're just listening on my beer, it's really, I really like the Moonraker has inside their brewery like graffiti and stuff in certain parts, and it's really cool. But the can art on this one is graffiti inspired, just says Strata Crush, and the background is all black, and it's pretty cool. I like this can art on this one. It's cool.
And Papillon is half a butterfly, so it's pretty bright and colorful. It's a black label, but then they have the half butterfly. It's almost like a rainbow monarch. And then you have obviously the Moonraker and some colored font, and then the rainbow print beer name. So it's pretty cool. It's different from Moonraker for sure, from a can standpoint. But really excited about this one. So without further ado, should we just crack them open, Ben?
Let's do it.
Yeah, this is going to be unique. First time we've ever done different beers where we're not drinking the same.
I know. And so my Teku is actually at your house.
It is.
So I'm drinking mine from a Spiegelau tonight.
That works. It's an IPA glass.
Robert.
Like a pale ale, but I think it works.
Yeah.
It's quarantine. You got to do what you got to do.
I will be honest, when I was walking up here to record, I had in my mind that this was an IPA. So that's why I grabbed a Spiegelau. And then when I looked at it, I was like, oh, it's a pale ale. So.
Mine poured out, and while Ben pours out his beer, I'll kind of give you the fun fact for this episode. Fun fact, if you're a home brewer, beware, hops are actually poisonous to your pets. That's actually a very relevant fact for me right now. I don't have any kids. I'm working from home for the last, month now, more than a month now, with my wife. We have all this freedom to kind of do whatever we want around the house, so why not ruin that and get a puppy? So that's what we did. We really just took away our own freedom. We're latched on to an animal now where we have to be at its beck and call, taking out to go to the bathroom. So if I homebrew anytime soon, I will be very weary of where my hops are and where my dog is. But I do love her. She's a handful, but she's great. A lot of work.
Tell the listeners what her name is.
Her name is, so she's we got her. Wow, we actually got her like day one of quarantine for us here in California.
It was day one.
Okay, technically. So when I say quarantine, I'm referring to when I had to, I was ordered from work, hey, no one's allowed to come back in the office. You're now officially working from home indefinitely. That was my day one. I think that was like a Friday in Thursday, mid-March. So it's been about a month now. It was like 2 days after that is when we got our puppy. Because I think I went to work from home on a Thursday and we got her on a Saturday. So she is a purebred golden retriever, beautiful, very high energy, and we named her Kaya. So Kaya is derived from Kai, the boy name, and Kai means ocean. So we thought that was a pretty cool name. She has a little bit of wavy ears and like some wavy fur on her back and her chest. So we thought, why not name her after the ocean and Kaya? We like the name Kaya, so it worked.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Cool. Well, that was the fun fact, and now you know about my new dog. Maybe one day get onto the podcast. Hope so.
Yeah.
But man, so I poured my beer out, and look at that head retention. It's still going, and it's like
that's great.
That residue on the glass. Mine's looking nice.
Yeah, yours looks pretty hazy.
It's like I know the lighting and stuff makes it a little difficult to tell, but in person, it's a rich orange golden. It's looking really good.
Okay. So mine has pretty good head retention too. I would say mine's kind of like it looks like a golden amber, and it's not, it's hazy, but you can definitely see through it.
That looks like what you want, in my opinion, from at least what I'm seeing from the other side of the camera. It looks like the ideal color of a pale ale for sure.
Yeah, it looks really nice. What is yours? What are you getting on the nose on yours?
Let's see.
Oh wow, mine smells really good.
I'm getting a lot of tropical notes. Oh my gosh, but it like sweet. Like it smells like I'm just getting a lot of sweet tropical notes, like papaya, mango.
Nice.
This is really good. We'll see how it tastes, but that's what I'm getting on the nose, like a very sweet tropical. How about you?
I'm actually getting pretty tropical notes too on mine. A little bit of melon.
Yeah.
Also some like herbal notes as well, which is kind of interesting.
Nice. Should we taste them?
Yeah, let's do it.
Mine's super good. You'd have no idea. Double.
You'd have no idea. Oh, it was a double?
No, it's a little, at first it has some bitterness to it. A little more than a lot of New England's, or not a lot of New England's. A decent amount of the New England's that Moonraker puts out don't always have a whole lot of bitterness to it. I don't even know. It's like a mixture of like the bitterness with a little bit of dankiness.
Oh, that sounds good.
Yeah, it's nice, and it's mild. It's really mild, and it's like hits me up front on the palate, and then it finishes off super smooth for a double. Like you'd have no idea this is 8.5 at all. I would think this potentially would be a single if I were blind tasting this. Yeah, you can't tell it's masked really well. I'm getting a lot of like stone fruit, mango and papaya, like I said, on the nose, and then maybe some pineapple in here actually as well.
Dang, sounds delicious. Mine. Like I am getting a little bit of the tropical notes, but it's pretty malty actually. Getting a lot of that malt, but it is good. It's really good. I was getting a lot more tropical notes on the nose than I am tasting it.
Yeah,
but it's really good. It's really easy to drink. Definitely.
Yeah, that's why they call it the Crushable Series, because you could be able to put them down. They're supposed to be smooth.
Yeah. It is good. I'm surprised about that malty. I wasn't getting that at all on the nose, but it's good though. It's really good.
Nice. I'll have to try that one. So Ben, what is our brewery talk today? This is a first. This is weird, not hanging out, sitting by you. We're on 2 separate screens. Ben, if you're watching with us right now on YouTube, you might see Ben has a haircut, and then my hair, the longest it's been in a few years.
We're switching places.
Ben had this lush, gorgeous hair, cuts it off. I had some nice, cleaner cut hair, and now it's just bushy and gross. So
I thought you said butchy, but I realized right after you said bushy.
Some might think so.
Dude, yeah. So I really instantly regretted cutting my hair.
Dude, it looks good. If you're not watching on YouTube, you should hop on YouTube real fast. At it's not social media, Original Brew Collective, and watch this episode and check out Ben's haircut. Actually, watch one of the previous episodes, any of them, and then hop on this one because Ben's hair is gone, but it looks good. He pulls it off.
I was in the mood, man.
Look.
Yeah. I was my sister-in-law, she used to cut hair, and I forget what it's called, but she used to do like facials. Is that like an esthetician? I don't know. She used to do facials and all that kind of stuff. And so we were at my in-laws' house, my father and mother-in-law's house, and I was just like, just shave my head. And she's like, I can style it. You don't have to. I was like, no, I just want you to shave it. I was like, why didn't I just have you give me a haircut?
I love it.
Yeah, I was in the mood.
Corey, that's what Corey does to people. Desperation. Ben just he went through a midlife crisis like Britney Spears.
Yeah, that was like 2007 Britney Spears in that moment. Yeah, dude, no, for like brewery talk today, I was just thinking we could talk about whatever. Just like catch up, man.
Absolutely. Yeah. Speaking of like brewery talk and stuff, go support your local breweries. They're hurting right now. I think I heard a stat somewhere, and don't quote me on this, but at least 80% of their revenue comes from in-house consumption. And right now, at least in California, and I know probably most of the states, they can't have people in. And so I've been trying to do what I can at least to like purchase from breweries, whether it be to like delivery or to go. And we have some killer breweries in this area, so it's been a real freaking treat for me. But also check if your local bottle shops are delivering, because we have one, my personal favorite in the Roseville area. They're called Final Gravity, and they do deliveries within a small radius, a 5-mile radius, but it's a killer deal. They only charge you, I think, $4 or $5 for delivery fee. And then at that point, you're just paying for cans. So if you get like, I don't know, like 15 cans or 10 cans, whatever it be, then, $4 extra, that's nothing. That's chump change. So absolutely support local businesses in general, but if you can support your local breweries, do it right now because they're hurting for sure. Difficult for all small businesses.
Is Final Gravity open at all, or are they just doing deliveries?
They're open, so you can go in, you can walk in. Obviously, I'm a little hesitant to do that, and but we've done delivery a couple times already from them, and then we tip well. You can tip them, so we try to tip them pretty well off that. But they're quick; like they'll get it out to me. I placed an order this week, and they got it to me within a few hours. I thought it was going to come like next day or something like that. So. But plus side of this quarantine is that a lot of breweries who normally don't distribute at all are doing online orders. And so Ben and I actually have been able to benefit from that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, Ben, why don't you tell them who we're probably going to review pretty soon, and we were able to get their cans just online.
Yeah, I mean, it was all because of you, Robert. But Robert was able to get his hands on, luckily, because I know it sold out really quickly. Some cans of Monkish, and we've reviewed Monkish before, so we're really excited.
So, it's one of my favorite breweries, I think, for IPA, for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, no, I'm just gonna say it. That's my favorite brewery for IPAs right now. But yeah, they have done, I think, as of recently, while we're recording this, 3 online can releases. First one I missed out on. I didn't time it right. Second one, I'm told we got the cans, and you have to buy a case of beer, which is 24 cans. So you have to buy a minimum of 24 cans. You have to live within the state of California for legal reasons. And then I'm told that it sold out in under a minute. I heard some people saying 30 seconds. I personally think that I took a little bit longer than 30 seconds to finalize my purchase, but we're stoked. We got some. We're sharing it with friends. And so hopefully we'll have a review coming. And it's pretty relevant because it's called, what is it called? It's called Fog Year Lockdown. So they do a Fog Year series. It's actually some of their higher rated beers.
We had a Fog Year Window.
We did a Fog Year Window, which is actually, I think, one of their most popular beers. We were able to do that. Super good. Super good. But they have Foggy Window, Fog Year Window, Foggiest Window, I think. So we got Fog Year Lockdown. And then on the logo, well, I'll save it. You guys will have to watch the episode when we review it to know.
Yeah.
But we're stoked, so stay tuned for that one. But yeah, so point being, support your local breweries however you can. There's also some advantages to us because breweries are now distributing throughout their states, so that's pretty cool, or delivering to their areas. But Ben, how have you been coping with COVID-19 and the quarantine lockdown?
Yeah. So I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but I actually so I work at a church and I do all the music for.
Wait, hold on. You drink beer in
I
your
know, dude.
church?
I don't know what's wrong with. I'm a sinner, man.
No, that's wow.
I don't know. It just.
So progressive.
I know we're very progressive. Yes, I drink beer and I work at a church. And so I've actually churches. If you go to church or see, like, it has been declared that it's an essential service because technically we now have been on the same like wavelength, I guess, as media, because we're streaming all of our services, but religious affiliations are essential services, but just not like gathering together. Like, we can't do that, but we still are streaming our services.
Yeah.
And it's still allowed to have 10 or under at 6 feet apart. And so I do all the music at my church. And so I don't have 10 people there. I have under 10 people, and I make sure, like, on our stage that I like legit, like, that we're all 6 feet apart. And every time before they get there, I sanitize everything. And then afterwards I do the same thing, just because, like, I didn't even know that I was going to be able to do that. And so, but with all of that, it's kind of not, I probably haven't felt the weight of the quarantine as much as other people, because I still go in on, I go in 2 days a week. On Tuesdays and Wednesdays, both days I'm filming different things for the church. And I am just working a ton. I see so many people, like, say how they like, and I know, like, I'm really grateful for it, because I know there's a lot of people that have lost jobs and are unemployed. So I'm not trying to complain at all, but I have been just insanely busy because there's like a huge learning curve on things that I didn't know how to do or how to produce certain things. And so I've just been really busy, and I haven't really felt like I just have nothing to do, because I'm more busy now than I was before. But I am grateful for that. But it's probably a little bit different than some people who are just kind of sitting at home. Because I just feel like I always have something to do. So but I know, like, with I'm married and I have a daughter, and she's a little over 2 years old, and I know that's tough on my wife, because it's just you can't go anywhere, and living with a 2-year-old can be pretty I don't know, just crazy at times. Like, you never know what mood they're going to be in, and so there are times where my wife needs to get out of the house, so we'll just, like, go on a drive, or, like, go through a drive-through.
Wait a minute, I thought they called it the Terrific Twos.
I didn't say that. It is a terrific twos.
I was kidding. It's terrible.
I know. So yeah, I don't know. It's kind of been normal, but more busy, I guess, for me. But it is, like, I will say, like, at home, I really, like, rarely ever put pants on, because I do work from home, like, most of the week, and so that's been kind of nice. What?
I said, I hope you're at least wearing underwear. I mean, It's your home. Do you? Who cares?
Yeah, I just wear a shirt, and that's it. Nothing else.
He wears only that Rare Barrel shirt.
Yeah, that's it. But yeah, so it is crazy though, man. It's crazy to go out and, like, go to the grocery store and see people. And, like, I know everyone's probably knows this, but, like, people wearing masks and gloves, and it's like we're living in a movie, a different world. It's kind of, it's sad, and, like, just to hear about, like, the different things happening where it's really serious, and I don't know, it's pretty crazy. But yeah, what about you, man?
Kind of the same. I'm finding that I have to work even harder. Like, I've had ability to work from home at different jobs, just with the career path I've chosen. And the company I'm at now, normally we don't get to work from home, as Ben knows. We have a big office full of, almost nearly 200 employees. But with the situation that we're in now, this office is completely shut down. And so for a lot of people, it's their first time working from home. And so communication is a big thing when you work from home, and being part of a company that isn't used to that, working from home, and the type of communication you have to have and how frequently you have to be in communication and stuff. It's a different form of communication, really. And so that's been kind of a game changer. So the first 2 weeks for the company in general, it was pretty exhausting mentally, at least for me it was, with all the meetings I was going to have, or that I was having, because in my personal opinion, I didn't think they were fully necessary. They were for the sake of communicating. So ton of meetings. It's crazy. Like I definitely have had to work harder because of quarantine and everything that's happening. And once again, I'm not complaining either. Like, some people I'm fortunate. I'm very lucky. We both are, that we're in the situations we're in where we're employed and everything. But definitely had to work harder, just with tons of meetings. And then those meetings mean that I have to catch up on other stuff, productivity wise, that I haven't been able to do. But I try to take my lunch every day around 11:30, and instead of I'll eat while I work, but instead of eating during that time, I hop on my little motorized scooter. So if anyone out there is familiar with Bird or Lime or any of those scooters that are scattered out throughout the big cities, I have one of those. And so I'll hop on it, and for like 20 minutes, no joke, I'll like pop in my little AirPods and I'll just listen to like some upbeat music and I cruise around the neighborhoods, the surrounding neighborhoods, for like 15 to 20 minutes. And it's, dude,
that's so fun.
Now we're in the 70s here in Northern California. So I cruised for like 15 to 20 minutes exploring my surrounding area. I discovered that on my scooter, downtown is like 7-8 minutes away. And so when everything opens back up again, I'm like a 7-minute ride from like these little tap rooms and stuff like that. So that'll be pretty cool. I'm not condoning drinking and scootering, but I'll have one and ride.
Yeah.
So
do you have the AirPod Pros? Or just yeah, dude, I just got some.
You did?
I did.
Dude.
Yes.
Cheers. Yeah. Hey, no, cheers.
Dude.
Cheers, man. Virtual cheer.
I'm pretty pumped about it. It's like I didn't for some reason I didn't know this, but how they just come, when they're in my ears just out of the box, they were like falling out of my ears like crazy.
Okay.
Especially my left. I guess I have like a really big left ear hole. And so, but then someone said, no, you have to look at the bottom of the box. There's like adapters, and there's ones that are bigger and smaller. And so I think it was yesterday I put the bigger ones on. Game changer, dude. It's crazy how much they like cancel noise.
It's cool because if you're not familiar with AirPods or like the AirPod Pro, it has the ability to do noise canceling, or you can turn it on or off. So it does. It's like your traditional little squishy earphone things that you put in your ears, earbuds. But when you turn it off, you're really turning on an outside microphone, and so it picks up all the sounds around you and it funnels those in, so you're able to hear your surroundings. So when I'm scootering, I definitely have that on because I'm scootering like on sidewalks in the street.
Oh, that's smart.
Yeah. But when I first got them, I didn't realize that the noise cancellation was on automatically. And so I was like listening, and it's not like I was hearing tons of noise. I just assumed it was not on yet. And so I was like in my kitchen listening to music, and I was like, oh, let's see how this works. And I turned it, what I thought was turning it on, I turned it off, and I could hear everything around me, and it freaked me out to realize all the noise around me that was actually really being canceled out. So
wow.
Cool. I love them.
Yeah, they're really nice. It's pretty cool. I'm pretty pumped about it. Them. Dude, so like I know you've just been like sitting and mostly inside, right? But is there anything new? Like, have you been watching anything? How's Rain doing?
Everyone out there has watched Tiger King, right?
I haven't watched it.
Everyone out there except for Ben has watched Tiger King.
I know. I'm not against it. I just haven't watched it.
I don't want to talk everyone's ear off, but we watched Tiger King. we're actually in the middle of watching How to Fix a Drug Scandal. Watch that. I personally think it's a little bit better. Tiger
Is it
King.
on Netflix or?
Yeah, it is. Tiger King is a little bit more kind of trashy America, but it's entertaining. And then catching up on other shows. And then we had just a personal update. We had my sister-in-law live with us for about a week. So that
she's
was
not there anymore?
No, she's not. She
okay.
Yeah, she was just here for a week.
I thought she was going to like stick it out with you guys for the rest of the time.
No. She's from LA. I love her, but no, she came for a week, and a week was good. I would actually, honestly, it went pretty well. It was fun having her, to be honest.
Yeah.
It was more fun than I even anticipated. She's fun. I like hanging out with her. So yeah, she stayed with us for a week, and we just watched a ton of shows. We hung out. I saw an article I thought was pretty funny, is that there's a reinsurgence of puzzles, jigsaw puzzles. And we had, like, before I saw that, my wife and I had started doing jigsaw puzzles on our island bar thing counter we have. So we're in the middle of puzzle number 2 right now. We're pretty bad. I'm pretty bad. She's good. I'm bad. That's been quarantine life. All that stuff, working, scootering, and taking care of the dog, because the dog is, oh my gosh, the dog is so much work. A puppy is so much work in general.
Do you feel like you have been eating more, or have you been able to control it?
I don't know about eating more, but I've been drinking more.
Have you?
Yeah, I honestly have.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so there was I'm sure most people out here have searched the symptoms of the coronavirus, right? So it's like exhaustion and all that kind of stuff. And there was a couple of nights where I was drinking quite a bit, and all I had in my house one night was whiskey and vodka. That's all I had. I just had hard liquor, and I was like, I really feel like drinking. I don't know. I want to have a few drinks. I hadn't been drinking hard liquor for a while. And so I started off with just straight whiskey, and then I was making like a couple to a few screwdrivers. And then I was like, all of a sudden I was like, oh my gosh. And then the next morning I woke up and I was just so exhausted. And like I was like, wait, why am I so exhausted? Because like, I don't know. I was like woken up. I was like, I'm so exhausted. My body like doesn't feel good. And I was like, do I have it? Do I have COVID?
COVID is turning us into homemade bartenders and hypochondriacs.
Yeah, for sure.
That's so funny you did that. Neither of us drink hard alcohol, like, ever.
No, I really don't.
I have a few bottles of hard alcohol. They've been sitting there for well over a year. I just don't touch them.
I do enjoy whiskey.
Yeah.
But I don't like to pay for it. I don't know, but like I'll drop a ton of money on beer, but I don't know what the difference is. I just enjoy beer more. That's why.
Beer tastes better. I love whiskey, but beer tastes.
That's just my preference. But yeah. So that's something I did one night. And so I've been trying to watch a bunch of like old movies.
Oh yeah.
Older movies. I know I've texted Robert about it because Robert always has good recommendations. But when I say old, it's kind of like 90s. I really like 90s movies, like 90s dramas specifically.
Yeah, listen to you
There's something about them, dude. They are so good. So I watched Good Will Hunting. I watched Groundhog Day again. I love that's a comedy, but and then but then I watched Ozark, first season of Ozark finally.
Hey, that's a random leap. You were just going from like 90s classics, and you only listed 2, by the way. And then you go to Ozark.
I was trying to think of the other. I know I watched another one, but Hook. I watched Hook.
Hook's really good. Yeah.
I've been on a Robin Williams kick too. Yeah. So it was, dude, watching Hook was really weird. It was.
Oh wait, what were the 2 you said you initially watched?
Good Will Hunting and Groundhog Day.
Okay, yeah. Good Will Hunting. Yeah, Robin Williams is in that.
Yeah. So that movie, after I watched Good Will Hunting, the next day I was watching like scenes from the movie that were like the powerful scenes from the movie. So I'm really into that movie. That was my first time I've ever watched it. But yeah, then I watched Ozark, and then I started the show on Netflix called Sex Education, and it's pretty good. It's like a British comedy.
Needing lessons or
what?
Needing lessons, or
No, no,
I don't know
no,
what I don't know what it is.
no. It's not about that. It's
No, I guess I won't watch it then. Okay, forget it.
no, you should. It's actually really good.
Oh, so you're saying I need lessons?
No, no. There's no lessons involved. It's about like it's kind
Of
of like
course, I won't watch it.
it reminds me of like a happier version of 13 Reasons Why. Like if 13 Reasons Why
Oh,
was like a comedy. So like it's just high school and like
yeah,
yeah, but it's good. So that's I don't know. That's what I've been watching.
nice. Well, how is your crushable beer tasting right now?
It's good, man.
Any different notes popping? I mean, it's definitely warmed up. We've been talking for quite a bit, actually, longer than I like anticipated. I think kind of I mean, there's so much to talk about when you're haven't like had human contact for a
I
while.
know. I it's definitely the maltiness has gone down, which I'm actually happy about. That it's not as malty anymore. It's just really like light notes of the tropical fruits and the melon. Nothing overbearing. It's just kind of yeah, just like light notes of that, and it's really good. What about
Yeah,
yours?
this is actually like really good as it's warmed up,
Look at
like
the
an open.
lacing on your glass,
I
dude.
know, isn't that crazy? Look at that. It's just sticking to the glass. Love
That's
it.
awesome.
Yeah, no, it's. I mean, you still have that bitterness up front, but I dig it. Wouldn't know. I mean, the fact that it's 8.5, would have no idea. It's masked very well. It's super smooth, despite that initial bitterness. Actually, now that it's warmed up quite a bit, the tropical fruit notes are still like ringing true, but they taste different slightly, but really good. At I wouldn't say it's not room temperature yet. It just warmed up for an IPA.
Nice.
Maybe a little more. Maybe a little more pineapple, but right now at this point. But this is such a good beer. If you can get your hands on this one, I would definitely recommend it. It's good.
Yeah, well, we should probably wrap this up.
Yeah. As always, thanks for hanging out with us. Thanks for listening. Happy quarantine. Hope everyone's staying safe. Everyone's families are safe.
Yeah, and I wanted to say too, like I know obviously like the coronavirus is it's just crazy, right? And it's not I think like for future episode because like we haven't filmed one of these and done a podcast for a while, but we want to start doing it again. We were just like both moving and like all this like crazy stuff and um but I think we'll probably not always talk about that, right? Like
No.
but that doesn't mean we don't think it's serious or like
Yeah.
thing, but we just kind of yeah, we'll just probably be talking about other stuff, but just know like we understand that we're in a crazy time right now.
Yeah, we appreciate you hanging out with us and listening during this time. Like Ben said, just to echo what he said, I guess we realize this is impacting everyone, and we felt like this was just a kind of a good topic to bring it up. We didn't want to like ignore it, but also kind of like this is the first time we've ever had to film like this and record like this, and so it was. I mean, obviously this being the reason, so we didn't want to like just bypass and ignore it. And yeah, it's on top of mind for everyone right now. So I think this is a good segue into our cheers. We close out every episode with the cheers. Cheers to you for hanging out with us and listening, but also cheers to every essential employee who's hanging in there and working their butts off. Honestly, all the doctors, nurses, but not even like EMTs, but not even like all of those in the medical field and stuff, but even more than that, like the grocery workers, they're still hanging out, like working. And honestly, in my opinion, I think they're still at risk and they're taking precautions. I'm sure the companies are. But I just wanted to do a cheers to all the employees who are still working out there, letting us live our daily lives as best we can because of what they're doing. So, and taking care of those who are sick. So, yeah, I'll close this one out with a cheers to them.
Cheers.
Cheers.